Hello and welcome back. This is your big sis, Stephanie, reporting live from the studio. Let's get straight into it. What are credit cards? Credit cards can feel a little bit tricky. It's something that everybody says that you need, but it's like a mysterious fog around them, right? We're like, okay, well, I hear everybody, well, not everybody. 50% are like, yeah, you really need them. The other 50% is like, no, stay away from credit cards. Credit cards are evil. So what is the truth, bestie? Okay, we're gonna unlock that truth today, right now, right here. All right, buckle up. Alrighty, today we're breaking down credit cards 101. Okay, get down to the nitty gritty of it. If you've ever been confused about credit cards and be like, okay, what are they? How do I use them? Like, is they gonna ruin my life? You're in the right spot. You're in the right video. We're gonna talk about it and we're gonna break it down in simple terms. Section 1. What even is a credit card? A credit card is basically a short-term loan. Basically buy something now and then you pay for it later, right? If you don't have that cash in hand, if you don't have it in your checking account, it's basically like a little mini card that's going to give you that access to that thing. But again, it's like a loan. You have to pay it later. A lot of people I've seen online, I've gone through the TikTok comments. By the way, if you don't follow us on TikTok, follow us. The username is right here. Also on Instagram. I've seen a lot of comments on TikTok saying that they believe that credit cards are literally free money. Thank you, Spirit. A lot of people have that assumption, or, they're like, oh, okay, well, they gave me a $10,000 credit limit. That's free money. I guess I earned it. But no, bestie, you get to borrow that money from the bank, but you have to pay it back. Wait, I'm getting too ahead of myself. Let's go back to what they are. Basically, it's not monopoly money, bestie. As I mentioned from the TikTok videos in the comment sections, if you don't pay it back, your credit score does take a hit. And as we know, your credit score is very important to buying a car, buying a house, big purchases. It's basically like your adult report card when it comes to your money. And again, if you don't pay it off on time, you also get hit by interest, right? Okay, so let's do a quick little comparison, okay? Let's compare credit cards to debit cards. So a debit card is basically your cash, but in a checking account, right? So you get a debit card, literally, but it's your money. There's no ties to it. There's no interest. There's no loans. There's nothing. It's your hard-earned cash right there. No hidden anything, right? It's yours. Basically your cash in a card form. Your credit card is borrowed money. That money, even though you're able to spend it, it is not yours. You don't own it. It's not yours. You didn't earn it. Right? So what do we do when people give us something that we didn't earn? Like your ex that didn't value. Just kidding. Let's do that. That was too soon. Just kidding. We have to pay back, right? We have to give back what we were given because, again, it's not ours. And another hidden thing about credit cards is you pay interest if you don't pay it off in full. Okay, if you don't pay off the full amount, okay, well, I let you borrow it, bestie, so you're gonna pay me back this percentage of interest because, again, that's the dealio here, right? I'm not gonna just give you money. That's what the banks. Basically, envision me as being the bank. I'm not gonna give you money, bestie, even though we're besties for all of our lives. I'm not gonna give you money just because you're cute. No, okay, I'm counting on the fact that you're not gonna pay back in full, right? Because you really need it, but I'm gonna let you borrow it, so I'm gonna get my money back plus extra money, right? And that's you when you pay interest when you don't pay back the amount in full. Not everything is a horror story or a nightmare, because with your credit card, when you know how to use it, bestie, it builds your credit score. So it's a necessary evil, if I may say. Some people might say a necessary good, but again, it's how you use it, how you manage it. So back to the basics. Debit card, your money. Credit card, not your money. Debit card, no interest. Credit card, interest if you don't pay it back in full. Ta-da. Section 2. How people usually screw it up. You know what? Again, there's no judgment here because, again, no one really teaches us this. I'm going to share a personal story. My parents never told me to get a debit card. My parents never told me to get a credit card. They never explained what it was. They never took the time to actually walk me through it. So everything that I learned online, bestie, and through trial and error as well. So let me walk you through it so you don't repeat the mistakes I made. Number 1, only paying the minimum amount. I've been guilty of this one. Number 2, maxing out the credit card. If your credit card has a limit of, let's say, $10,000, and you spend $10,000, that's maxing out your credit card. Number 3, a biggie, which shouldn't really happen if you set up your automatic payments, is missing payments. Okay, very important. So if you're a type B person, I recommend setting up automatic payments, because this is the third way people screw up with the credit cards. Or I know a lot of people have fallen into this, especially in my family, falling victim to store cards. Okay, you know, when you go to Ulta and they're like, hey, yeah, by the way, you wanna buy this powder that's amazing. Actually, if you get our store card, we're gonna give you a 20% off, or God knows what perk, right? And you're like, yeah, that sounds great. Don't do it. Don't do it unless you're fully informed and you know what that entails, okay? And the responsibilities also. Don't do it, bestie. Don't fall victim to that. Don't fall victim to that. And number 5, not tracking spending. Again, just mindlessly swiping that card left and right. You might get that dopamine rush, bestie. Okay, but that dopamine rush is going to be a crash when you get those fees and that interest. So just be very careful. Okay, look out for this 5 mistakes and you shall be fine. Section 3, how to use a credit card the smart girl way. Okay, bestie, because there are rules and regulations, that doesn't mean that we can't alter the game to actually win the game. Okay, it's like a video game. There's rules and regulations, right? But that doesn't mean you can beat the game. There's rules in place, so we follow them. So yeah, in this section I'm going to show you how to use a credit card correctly, so we don't fall into those pitfalls and we're not swayed by that dopamine rush. We're only going to spend on the credit card what we have on hand. Okay, so let's say, for example, in my checking account I have $1,000. My credit card has a limit of $5,000. I'm going to spend $100, right? Because from those $1,000 from my checking account, I know that I can pay that back, right? I'm not going to fall into that trap. No. Just because there's a $5,000 limit, that doesn't match up with what my $1,000 balance in my checking account. Okay, so again, we're going to use our credit card like our debit card. Only use it with cash we have on hand and that we know that we can pay back. Number 2, and I know you've heard it 1,000 times before because I keep on repeating it, but set up auto pay. Set it and forget it, bestie. Please. One less thing you have to worry about. Sometimes well, now I don't even check because I know that my auto pay is already there, ready to go. It's linked to my checking account and I know it's going to get paid. Don't get hit by extra interest and late fees. Please don't. Set up auto pay. Number 3, if you can, pay in full each month. Okay, again, this goes back to number 1, using our credit card as a debit card, right? We're not going to use it as, let's book that trip to Las Vegas and let's vibe it out and let's figure it out. No, if you spent $100 on your credit card and you have $1,000, you knew you could pay back that $100. Okay, so if you can, I know there's instances when we can and there's big purchases and then we take a little bit of time. I'm guilty of that. I've done that. I actually have a balance right now on my credit card. So if you can, don't be in my situation, don't be in my shoes, pay it in full. Another very simple one is to keep your balance low. Simple, easy breezy peasy, cover girl. Okay, like I mentioned beforehand, when you have a credit card limit, again, let's go back, $5,000. Your credit card allows you to spend $5,000. Does that mean you go out and max it out? You would think that. But no, the answer is no. There is a rule of thumb. I usually stick to 15%. So 15% of $5,000, I just made that calculation right here. Don't think I just got it off the top of my head, is $750. Instead of spending $5,000 and maxing out that credit card, bestie, you're going to spend only, give yourself that limit, $750. $750, yes. Unless, of course, it's an emergency, which I've been there once again, right? But unless it's an emergency, bestie, if you have a certain limit, calculate 15% of it. And that's your golden little amount. Don't go beyond that, okay? Just stick with me. Why? Because when you go above that threshold and you max it out, the credit report is like, a red flag? A red flag? Why are you using it all? And you're like, well, that's what it's there for. Don't ask why, but they're like, it seems a little bit suspicious. You're relying on all of it? Huh. You're not that reliable. Lower your credit score. So just to be safe, stay within that 15% parameter and you'll be fine. Ooh, I love this section. Section number 4, how to build your credit score like a queen. Like the queen that you are. Very, very simple. Again, why does it matter? Why does your credit score matter? And it's tied to your credit cards. Really, like this. It goes hand in hand, okay? Again, because your credit score is like your adult GPA. Why does it matter? A better score, better interest rates, better apartments, and in some instances, bestie, even better jobs, okay? You would be surprised how far a good credit score goes, okay? Even check it out on your potential partner because, again, that reflects a lot about their attitudes and their habits. Again, if you use your credit cards in a smart way, you're going to start building up that credit and your future self will really, really think. All right, so what are we going to do? First, we're going to start off with only one card. That's all you need if you're starting out. One, okay? One and done. Second, we're gonna set up auto payments. Third, paid in full in each month. Simple. Use under 15% of your credit limit. Some people say 30%, but I want to be on the safe zone and I recommend 15%. Review your monthly statements. Okay, every single month. Okay, review it like it's your homework. Be like, okay, let's here. Okay. And again, I would recommend skipping some store cards. I would not recommend that if we're barely starting out. You don't want 1,000 million different moving pieces. Start with one, bestie. That is it for today's episode, bestie. Okay, your credit cards. I hope with this episode that demystified it a little bit for you. These were basics of basics. And if you really think about it, again, the purpose of the channel is to demystify many things, okay? Because no one teaches us this until you hit a roadblock or hopefully not, bestie. Something happens and you're like, I didn't know about this. What the heck? And now your life is upside down. Okay, bestie. Well, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope this episode clarified, demystified credit cards, how it ties into your credit score, how much you're supposed to use, how they compare to debit cards. If you want me to cover any other topics, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Okay, I'm gonna miss you, but I'll see you in the next video, okay? Again, remember, you're more powerful than you think. I believe in you and you can do anything you want. Okay, just put your mind to it. See you later. Bye.